Hello students of class 7. So today I am going to discuss the next topic of this chapter, which is estimation. Estimation is a very smaller topic and very easy. So what we have to do in estimation, see previously we have learned that how to find percentage, or if percentage is not given and any other conditions are given, so in that case also we can easily find the values. Okay, so in this topic, in estimation, like in lower classes we have done estimation, we have rounded off a number. Here also we have to do like that only. So for example, suppose we want to find 41% of 500. So by rounding it off, by estimating it, we can write it as 40% of 500. Okay, so that will be very simpler, because for finding 41% of 500, that is 41 is a prime number. So if we want to cancel it, then we can cancel it, but the answer we will get in decimal. Okay, so by what will happen after estimating, if we estimate, or you can say if we round off that number, then the calculation becomes simpler. Okay, and we can easily find the values. So that is the main aim of doing the questions using estimation. Okay, so like if in question it is given that find 29% of 200. So instead of 29% of 200, we can find 30% of 200. Okay, so because 29 and 30, they are closer, and also we can say if we round off 29, then we have to round up. Okay, so for if we round up, then we will get 30. So that means 30% of 200 will be simpler. We can easily find the value. So this is the way, this is the reason why we have to use estimation. Okay, so here in estimation part, there is two examples. There are two examples which are given, that is example number 15, A and B. Here you have to find 40% of 390. So see, 40%, 40 is already a number which is in simplest form. So here we have to round off 390. So in case of 390, we can write 390 as 400. So if we find 40% of 400, then it will be simpler. Okay, we can easily find the value. Okay, so similarly in the next one, we have to find 48% of 510. So in this case, we can round up the two values, that is the percentage one also and 510 also. So 510 we can write it as 500, and 48 we can round up, we can write 50. So 50% of 500 we can easily find, and we can do the calculation will be simpler. So like that, we have to round up or round down to nearest 10, nearest 100 or nearest 1000. That you have to check according to the question. You have to check and you have to do the questions. Okay, so here not more examples are given, so only example 15, A and B. So try to do the two examples, and next is one table is given. You can see in the book 122 page number, one table is given. Try this. So here three columns are there, column number A, B and C, and for column number A, B and C, there are various, you can see various percentage of a whole number is given. So we have to see that which one is the correct estimation for that one, for that case. For example, see in A number, 21% of 400. Okay, so in column A, column A it is right 1 by 4 of 400. Similarly in column B, it is written 1 by 5 of 400, and in column C it is written 1 by 3 of 400. So which will be the suitable answer, which will be the estimation, means correct estimation of this question? Okay, we have to find. So see here in all the cases 400 is same, here also 400 is there. That means simply we have to convert 21% into fraction, because here you can see this is converted into fraction. So what will happen if we convert 21% into fraction? We have to divide it by 100. Okay, so 21 by 100 will be how much? We can just write in decimal, you can write 0.21. Okay, so see 1 by 4, if you want to convert it into decimal, it will be 0.25, and 1 by 5 in decimal will be 0.2. So 0.2 we can write it as 0.20 also. And 1 by 3, already you know, if you convert it into a decimal number, you will get a non-terminating repeating number. Already we have studied non-terminating repeating number. This one is, okay, this is non-terminating and repeating number. So 0.333. So you can see now 21%, that is 0.21, is closer to which decimal number? 0.25, 0.20 or 0.333. So if we round off this number, 0.21 will first go to which one? 0.20. That means if we want to round off to nearest number, then the answer will be 0.20. That's why you can see in the estimate column, it is written that the answer should be B number. So correct option will be B. Okay. So like that also in B number, B number question is 65% of 515. So in option number A, you can see 3 by 5 of 500 is given. Similarly in option number B, 2 by 3 of 500 is given. In C option also 3 by 4 of 500 is given. That means you have to make this number 500. So just make it 500. So we are deducting this number. That means we are rounding down. So similarly here 65%, just when we have to find the nearest number of 65, then we can write 70. So 70% of 500. So what will be 70% of 500? You can easily find the 70% of 500. Okay, or like in A number, already we have done 70%, just convert it into fraction, you will get 0.70. So next you have to check the fraction 3 by 4, 3 by 5, 2 by 3 and 3 by 4. The fraction you have to convert it into a decimal number, and then you have to check 0.70 is closer to which number, which decimal number, that will be the correct option. Okay students, so try to do this one and complete a table in the book itself. Just do rough work in your rough copy. So students, the next topic is profit and loss. So before profit and loss, I am going to discuss the cost price and selling price. Just we have to recall these points because already we have learned these things in our previous classes. So cost price, what we mean by cost price and what we mean by selling price. So first of all, cost price. Okay. So whenever we go to the market, the shopkeeper used to sell some items to us. So where that items came from, the items in the shop, what will happen to the items? The shopkeeper used to buy that items from somewhere else. Okay. So when he buys that item, he used to pay something. That amount he used to pay is called the cost price of that item. And when he sell that items to us, that will be the selling price for that item. Okay. So that is called the cost price and selling price. Further, you can also keep one thing in mind. Shopkeepers used to sell the things to us. Okay. So if we further sell that article to someone else, okay, so then what will happen? Then again there will be cost price and selling price. So the price, which is the selling price for that shopkeeper, that will be cost price for us. Okay, we are buyers. So that will be the cost price for us. Okay, and further if we sell that article to someone else, then that will be the selling price for us. Okay, so this is a chain rule. Further, if they sell, if some other person will sell, then that will be the selling price. Okay, so further this chain rule will go on. Okay, so this is called the cost price and selling price. Now what we mean by profit and loss? So we know that if the selling price is written as SP and cost price is written as CP. So whenever selling price, the value of selling price is greater than the cost price, then we are having a profit. Already we know it. Okay, if we buy something and we are selling the things in high rate, then the cost price, then there will be profit, or you can say gain. Profit and gain both are same words. Okay, the meanings are same. So if SP, that means selling price, is greater than CP, then we have profit, and we can find the value of profit by subtracting CP from SP. Okay. Similarly, if cost price is greater than selling price, so what will happen? Sometimes the value of cost price is greater than selling price, then there will be loss. And similarly, loss can be loss is found by how we can subtract selling price from cost price to find the loss. So these things already we have learned. So what new things we have to learn in this chapter? Yes, because the chapter is of percentage, that means we have to study percentage. So first topic is profit percent. So how we can find profit percent? See, so I am writing P percent. P percent means profit percent. And one more thing, see, from this particular expression we can easily find SP or CP. So what we have to do, just transfer CP to that side so that we can easily find the value of SP. So SP will be, you can find SP will be profit plus CP. Okay. Similarly here you can find the value of SP. So here SP will be CP minus loss. Okay. So these are the expressions. So if you remember just one expression for profit, each one for profit and loss, then you will be able to find the remaining things also. Okay. So what will be profit percent? See, so profit percent is profit by CP into 100. Similarly, loss is what? Loss percentage is what? Loss by CP into 100. So you can see one thing, whenever we are finding profit percent, we have to write profit in the numerator because we are having profit. Similarly, whenever we are finding loss percentage, in numerator we have to write loss. And no doubt we have to multiply it with 100 because we are finding in terms of percentage. So we know that if we want to find in terms of percentage, then we have to multiply the fraction with 100. So in denominator, see what we are writing. In denominator we are writing CP. So what is CP? CP is the actual price, or you can say the original amount. Okay, CP is the original amount. Like see, in the last lecture already I discussed the increase in percentage, decrease in percentage. So what happened in the denominator? In denominator we are writing the original amount. So what is the original amount in this case? In this case the original amount is the cost price. Okay, so that's why we are writing CP in the denominator. Okay, in both the cases we are writing CP. Okay. So the next topic is overhead. So what is overhead? See, sometimes what happen, we buy something and we have to pay the transportation charges, okay, for that item. Suppose refrigerator, we have to pay the transportation amount for buying that refrigerator, because from the shopkeeper to our house we have to rent one auto, or you can say tempo. Okay, so for that we have to pay some amount like 50 rupees or 60 rupees or 100 rupees. Okay, so that charges is called overheads, and overheads is added to the CP directly. CP is the cost price. So suppose cost price of the refrigerator is 11,000, and for the refrigerator only we are paying that transportation fees. Okay, so and suppose that transportation fees is 100. So that means our total CP will be how much? Our total CP will be CP plus overheads. Okay, overheads may be the transportation fee, it may be the transportation fee, or sometimes what happen, you are buying something, you are buying a second hand object, you are buying a second hand item, then for repairing purpose you have to pay some amount, that is also included in the overheads. Okay, so total CP will be CP plus overhead. So in case of refrigerator, I have given you the example. So the cost price was 11,000 and the overhead charges is suppose rupees 100. So our total CP will be rupees 11100. Okay, that means 11,100 rupees will be our total CP, and this CP we have to use while doing the calculation. In case of profit percentage, whenever we are finding profit for percentage and we have to write CP, in that case we have to write the total CP, not this CP. Okay. If there is a overhead charges, then we have to include that overhead charges into the CP. Okay. Remember this point. So let us do the next exercise questions. So students, see, next is exercise 9.3, question number 1. There are 4 items which are given: book, pen, car and house. So cost price and selling price are given. We have to find the profit and profit percentage. So first of all we have to find the profit, then only we can answer the profit percentage. Okay. So see, first of all we have to find profit, that will be SP minus CP. So after subtracting I am getting profit rupees 30. Okay. So next I have to find P percent, that is profit percent, that will be P by CP into 100. So profit is 30 by CP, CP is 200 into 100. So you can cancel this 20 with this one. Okay, so then 30 divided by 2 will be 15. So answer will be what? 15%. So like that you have to do it in rough copy and you have to fill up the table in the book itself. Okay. So next is question number 2. So I am not doing the remaining one. Please try to do it. In the remaining question also you have to find the profit first, then profit percentage. Okay. So next is in number 2 we have to find the SP. So what is given? See, CP is given and profit or loss percentage are given. If there is a profit, then profit percent is given. If there is loss, then loss percentage is given. So see, I am doing the cost price of TV. That means I am doing for TV. Okay. So CP of the TV, that means the cost price of TV is given rupees 22,450 and loss percent is given. That means there is a loss. Okay. So loss percentage is 10%. So we know that loss percent is equal to loss by CP into 100. So in loss percentage we can put 10. Loss we don't know, so we have to write L only. Next in denominator we have to write CP, so that will be 22,450 and into 100. So next, see what we have to do. We have to transpose this to that side. So this will become how much? Or you can see, you can do like this also. See here, what is not given, what is unknown? L is unknown. So we know that unknown should be in the left hand side. So first of all we can write like this also. So next we have to transpose this to that side. So 22,450 is divided here. When we transfer this to that side, it will get multiplied. So 10 into 22,450. Here L into 100 will be there. Next, when we have to find L, 100 will be divided. So 10 into 22,450 by 100. So after cancelling 0, okay, we will get 22,245. That will be rupees 2,245. This is the loss. Okay, but we have to find SP. So see how to find SP using loss. So we know that loss is equal to CP minus SP. So if we are having loss, we know the value of loss. So we can directly put the value to this expression. So loss will be 2245 and cost price will be 22450 minus SP. Or you can directly apply in the formula already I have given, that SP is equal to CP minus loss. Okay, you can directly apply. So SP is equal to how much? 22450. That means 22,450 minus 2,245. So after subtracting you will get your answer. This will be this much. Okay, so this will be 0, 2. So 20,000 rupees, 20,205 will be the CP. Okay. So see students, next question number 2, number 5. Okay, just put the number 1, put here number 1, number 2, number 3 like that. Okay. So number 5 is cost price of air conditioner is given rupees 32,400 and profit percentage is given 7. Okay, so we have to use the profit percent formula. We have to apply that formula. So P percent is equal to P by CP into 100. So see, this question I am doing in a different way. So what is the different way? See, in place of P percent we can write 7. CP we know, we can write this one, and into 100. So in place of profit, what we can write? So we know that profit is equal to SP minus CP. So directly here also we can write the formula of profit. So if we write here only, we can directly find the value of SP. No need to put it again in that formula. Okay. So like in previous question, first of all I found loss. Then next is using loss. We have found what? SP. So in this case, I am doing like this. Okay. You can do using any of the method. There is no different method here actually. It is the way of doing differently. Okay, so you can apply this one also. This will be also correct and that will be also correct. Okay. So next we have to write 7 is equal to, in place of SP we have to write SP because we don't know the value of SP, and CP will be 32,400 whole divided by 32,400 into 100. So we can write this part in the left hand side and 7 we can write in right hand side. We can interchange the sides, we know already, because the unknown should be in left hand side. So we can write like this. So this will be multiplied by 100 is equal to 7. So next, one by one, just transfer everything in right hand side. So see, here there are two terms that, so you have to write bracket. Okay, you have to write bracket like this because 100 is multiplied with two terms. That means we are applying distributive property. Okay, remember these things also, because all the things which we have learned in our earlier classes we have to apply here. So 7 into 32400. So next, here you can apply the distributive property. So 100 SP. Next, when you multiply with this number, you will get 32400 is equal to this one will be this will be this much. Okay, next just transfer this to that side. See the next calculation here. After adding, we have to divide it by 100. So we will get rupees 34668. That is 34,668 as our SP. Okay, students. So students, see the next question. I am not doing question number 3. That is also same. CP is not given. You have to find CP and all the informations are given in the table. So next is question number 4. It is given that Rajesh invested some amount of money in a business and he lost some amount of money. Okay, and he left with rupees 7,200. So he invested this amount of money and he left with this amount of money. So now he incurred a loss. So what will be the loss? We have to subtract the amount of money which is left with him from the money invested. Okay, so rupees 1800 will be the loss, and loss percent we already know how to find the loss percent. That will be loss by CP into 100. So next you can calculate this by cancellation. You can easily find the loss percent. Okay, this will be in percentage. So come to the next one. Next is question number 5. Selling price of jacket is given and loss percentage is given. Okay, so we know that loss percent is equal to loss by CP into 100. So we will apply that this formula, and in place of loss we will write CP minus SP, because in the question it is written that we have to find the cost price. That means we have to write like this. Okay, so from this expression we can first find the loss. Okay, so see, if we write CP minus SP in place of loss, then we can directly find the value of CP. Okay, so loss percentage is 10, selling price is given 729 by CP. Okay, then into 100. So next I am interchanging the two sides. So next step will be what? Here CP minus 729 into 100. We have to apply distributive property here. Then 10 will be multiplied with CP. So this will be 10 into CP. So next you have to multiply, that will be 100 CP minus 72900 is equal to 10 Cp. Then 10 Cp will be transposed. Okay. Here it will get subtracted. So 100 Cp minus 10 Cp is equal to 72900. So after subtracting we will get 90 Cp. So we have to divide. So we will get the value of Cp, and that will be, first of all we will cancel 0. Then 981s are 729. So the cost price will be what? Rupees 810. This is the cost price of the jacket. Okay. So students, this question and question number 3 is same, because see, in this question also selling price is given and loss percentage is given. And you can see in question number 3, B number and C number. In that case also loss percentage and selling price was given. So B number and C number is almost same. They are same. Okay. And what about A number and D number? In place of loss percent, we are having what? Profit percentage. So that is also not a problem. In case of profit percentage, we have to write P% here. That will be the given. That is also already given. And here in place of profit, we have to write SP minus CP. Okay, it will be interchanged. Then you can easily solve and simplify, and you can find the value of CP. Okay. So students, please try to do the remaining question. If you find difficulty, then I will again discuss the remaining question, okay, which I have left in the next lecture. Okay. So please practice these questions. Okay. These are important questions, and these are based upon the real life situations. Okay. So thank you.